Hello! Welcome to the From the Void podcast Thanksgiving special extravaganza. I am your host, Bassoon Buffoon. Navalis is traveling to be with his family, aka people he loves significantly more than all of us. But I am here with the SPG squad. With me today for our thankful, positivity-filled Thanksgiving special are Paradox and Missingtoez. Paradox, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing really good. It's been a good day, and I'm on my little Thanksgiving vacation right now, so I can't really do much better than that.
Thanks for giving up some of your time off to be with the humble and grateful. Wait, am I actually muted?
Like, you're so easy, dude.
Can you guys not do that to me right now? That's terrible. Come on, guys. Oh my god. Ban Jay.
Paradox does keep disappearing from the screen.
He keeps disappearing?
I do keep shuddering in and out.
Okay, I think that's just when I look at OBS, that's what happens.
Okay.
Okay. Toes, all the way from Puerto Rico, you are here joining us. Thank you for coming on, buddy.
You're welcome, man. Anytime. I'm always trying to make myself available to my teammates.
Okay, so the format of the show is I was feeling lovey-dovey earlier, and I wanted to do a show where we all just like whenever we talk about like news or like content or eternal stuff, we tend to maybe evaluate news or new happenings from like a critical lens, right? And content can be kind of coming from that perspective occasionally. So I wanted to pick two people I very much respect and like talking to, and just do like a very short round table where we all just throw two or three things out in the world that we actually just objectively really appreciate about the game and our experience in this like weirdo, fun, small community over the last year or 2 years, depending on how long you've been playing the game. So, as the first item on the in our beautiful, cute little round table, Paradox, what is your first thankful item on the list?
Ooh, first thankful thing. Let's see. I would say being successful in this game has been a humongous joy for me. I've been playing competitively like my whole life for just so many different video games, and I've always been kind of like second fiddle all the time, and you know, never really breaking out into anything. And it's just kind of, I don't know why, it was something that always really mattered to me. It just was something I really wanted to do. And I actually, like, before I became like even remotely successful in this game, I actually told myself I was just quitting competitive gaming, because I was like, this is just taking up too much of my life. It's not going anywhere. And then I like it was like 2 days later I won an ETS, or I got second place or something like that. And and then at that point I was like, well, okay, let's just keep playing. I'm still playing for funsies, but you know, we'll keep going. And then I just kept doing well, and things kept going, and then here we are now, and I manage SPG, and my whole life is just talking to people about this game and writing articles and podcasts like this one. And it's seriously though, it's just been like amazing. It's like, it really has been like life-changing, like in the sense that it's like it's very much changed the direction of my life, and also what I think I'm gonna do and what I'd like to do. And I don't know, it's brought me so many things, and I don't know if I would have stayed or gotten as involved if I didn't feel like I was able to like contribute and be like, if I wasn't like the successful player that I am.
That's rad,
so
dude.
Yeah, it's been good.
That's I remember we weren't super close. We kind of started talking a little bit more just because you like came in my stream one day, maybe over the summer. But I think that was the first time we ever like super duper interacted. I remember before that you were just kind of like a competitive monolith for a while in the late spring, early summer. In the late spring, early summer, you were kind of like you were kind of on a tear. I remember you won like 3 out of 4 like very significantly large tournaments you entered.
Yeah, I would. It wasn't wins. It was I had 5 top 8s in a row, with one of them being an actual win.
Oh, okay.
And then I've proceeded since then to dive off the deep end and to not do as well lately. But well, I guess actually the season was pretty good.
Yeah, you just top 16 to seasonal invitational, and you won an ETS weekly during that time.
Well, I can only remember the losses. So I guess I'm thankful I keep winning. Some level of success.
I guess I'm thankful I keep winning. Toes, what is your first item on the list?
It ties into paradoxes. Our community ran tournaments, and Jarbo's going to hate me for this, but without RNG and his crew, we would have 0 competitive Eternal on a regular basis for a long time in this game.
Yeah.
Let's dedicate the Saturdays and Sundays for there to be a place for us to play, and that's amazing.
Yeah, the consistency of the RNG tournaments are, no matter how much he might say, if you read his interview with Manted Man, no matter how much like things might be on fire in the back end a little bit, he is very I'm always very impressed by his ability to kind of look like a duck, you know? Like the tournaments keep coming, and he is like very good at branding like kind of a scrambly last minute change as like a fun experiment they're trying out. And so no matter how like uncomfortable he might be, and no matter what position, like if he's ever in like an awkward position, the general populace doesn't see that. They see ETS tournaments happening on Saturdays like usual, and I think that's very commendable.
And that crew has just been amazing to do all of that for basically like there's no real for them, like
the hour like Xanarath, Teehee, Brady,
Miller,
Rhino
for them. Yeah. Rhino killed Droland.
Your favorite streamer Bassoon Buffoon even casted one once. That was a lot of fun.
That was the best one. It was so good.
The great Parliament, like they're doing a lot of work too. They basically run a tournament every day of the week.
Yeah, literally 4 of the 5 days of 4 of the 7 days in a week there is a Great Parliament tournament, I'm pretty sure. And they've added Saturdays. We're up to a work week of tournaments for the Great Parliament.
Yeah, they're putting in great work there.
I'm very proud of Resh and for all the other Great Parliament people that put in good work. I'm always a little ashamed that I don't put in more effort to try and support them with attendance and with casting and stuff. But I just have a family, and there's not enough hours in the day.
I think we're gonna try to make it like a tradition for SPG to at least always be playing in the Tuesday one.
Cool.
Like as a group together. So that might be something we're gonna do going forward.
It's awesome. So eternaltournaments.com if you're ever interested in seeing that, dear chat and viewers.
Definitely check them out.
Okay, my first one is just the concept of growth. I was really struck recently through not on my own. I mean, I am obviously growing through effort and trying, but I think real growth comes from the connections you make with people and like the ways in which I've learned a long time ago that like your own personal like bank of knowledge, no one is just inherently knowledgeable and good at something, right? They're just a culmination, a cumulative product of all their experiences and interactions, right? So I was really struck. I opened up an old deck of mine last week because it had because I was going to try and update it, and I looked at it and just thought like, oh my god, what was I thinking? What a disaster. I think I made it during this summer. Yes, it was a Yeti deck. So
Might
I
not surprise.
I gutted the thing and like just put back in all the like, and I kept like the core idea there and just like patched it up and updated it and stuff, and that was the deck I actually had like a pretty decent run on. And the test tournament, the Direwolf test tournament, over the weekend, and I went 19-9 with it, and I was talking to my lovely wife, Mrs. Buffoon, about it, about just how good it felt to see something old, to like pull upon like the last 6 to 8 months of experience that I've had, and make it like at least good in the pocket that I was in for an evening of playing Eternal, right? And I have like my teammates, and I have like my other Eternal friends to thank for that, and it was like I was kind of like not overwhelmed because it was at the end of the day it was like a slightly above average finish in a digital card game tournament, but I was like very struck by like how much I have gained just from interacting with people who I respect and think are good.
Yeah, I can totally agree with all of that. I can say I felt like the same thing.
I'm not going to go too much into it because my third one ties into that a bit.
Oh yeah, sorry to chomp on you.
No, it's fine.
Paradox, do you have a second item for us to be thankful for?
I do. I'll save. I'm gonna save my one of mine is a little bit closer to that too. I'm gonna say that for last. But the one I want to say now, it's a little bit of a different tone here. Is I am thankful for Direwolf not running this game into the ground.
All right, yeah, that one in the thankfulness quotient, that one took kind of a nosedive, and you pulled it up. Maybe save us a little bit more.
So, lately I have been reflecting on a lot of games, both that I play and both that just are like popular and whatnot. And I think of a lot of IPs and other games that have, like this morning I saw news on like DayZ and how it's now in beta and it's no longer in alpha. And that game, as somebody eloquently put it, has already born and died before it even made it into beta. Right? They made some really poor decisions that ran the game down. And then I was looking at like Artifact and how Artifact has some really questionable market things going on and some other questionable things in terms of like viewership and watching the game. And then I was thinking about Pokemon and how unhappy I have been with how the games have gone in the past 2 or 3 generations. And I was like, wow, this game has been out for 2 years and overall it's done nothing but get better. And I'm just so thankful for that because I hate to say it, but in this day and age, it's almost like you can't count on a game to continually have really good direction from the designers. And I think they have just nailed it way more often than not. And it's great. And so, yeah, I'm very thankful for how good it is and how it hasn't nosedived into oblivion.
I get mad at specific cards sometimes in specific situations, but the only time I was actually genuinely unhappy with the game was that like 1 month where Temporal was the best deck in the game.
Okay, I'll agree with that. Yeah. And they fixed it.
They did.
Right?
They murdered Temporal unabashedly and completely. And so they saved it.
Yeah, they did.
But otherwise, the game is like so diverse and so good. It is. I tell people all the time, it is my favorite video game currently.
Direwolf gets a bad rap for a lot of the stuff they do wrong, but I think we're missing a larger point in all of the stuff they've done correctly.
Yeah. We're kind of spoiled a little bit, right, Toes?
Absolutely. Like, this game is incredibly free to play. Even with another 10% taken off the economy, it's still going to be incredibly free to play.
They could take another 10% off the economy, and I still maybe wouldn't even feel it.
Yep.
They just announced 5K tournaments you can free roll into.
Yeah.
And that's unheard of.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yep.
Speaking of that, I am very thankful for the $5,000 I'm about to win next weekend. So
Yetis. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Toes, do you have a second item that you would like to discuss?
All of mine are pretty much community related. My
Awesome.
second one is our content creators. First started the game, it was people like Btran and Men and Mouse and like Tony and GHP. Their streams are what got me into the game and got me to a point where I was like learning and growing as a player, and it tied me into the greater community as a whole. Like basically, I used to be on a team called Eternal Warcry, and we were sponsored by the site. Formed because Team League started, and there was just this group of players that knew each other from Twitch, basically.
Yeah.
And like those friendships tied me more into like the actual community. And like without those people being there, I don't know if I would be playing.
That's
as
awesome.
good as it is, like
yeah. It's hard to. Sometimes your desire to like compete and win things is enough to get you to load up a game. But on the days where you just don't want to jam FJS on ladder, those days are when people like Jarbo and Overmaster and Paradox and Eternal's handsomest streamer Travis get you out of bed and loading up the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Some guy might eat a whole banana.
Listen, today isn't about that.
Can my third thing be the banana? Can I be thankful for you eating a whole banana?
Yeah. All right. So, well, my second thing was actually going to is going to be tangentially related to the banana. So I have been streaming like progressively, like more and more and more over the last 6 months. I started streaming in July, really, which is crazy to think about that I've only been streaming like 6 months. But since I've started streaming, I have like had this like really crazy, weird community of like very strange, eccentric, delightful people come and just hang out in my stream and joke with me. And I thought that I had like a very rare and weird sense of humor, but it turns out that just everybody who plays Eternal shares my sense of humor. And it blows my mind. People are willing to like put US currency or other countries' currency towards like they literally work, right, for money, and then they put it in a digital tube and send it to me to make
That's
me
exactly
yeah, I'm imagining like when you go to the drive-thru at the bank, you know? And then they send me the vacuum tube money through the internet, and I have to eat a banana peel because of it. And it's so insane, right? It's so weird how like big and small and dumb and beautiful the world is, right? And I made a joke on my stream last night about eating a banana peel if I hit a sub goal, and I got literally 25 subs, and I had to sit there and eat a banana on my stream.
I didn't realize it was that fast.
Yeah, dude. I was at like 50 subs when I started my stream, and I hit the 69 eat a banana sub goal. Also, banana peels, I realize this is a positively only episode, but banana peels are gross. They are really unpleasant.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. So big shout outs to some people are gonna be mad that I forgot to say their names out loud, but like Grimfan and a Scapegoat and Sleepy Lion, and Boris and Kevin. Am I forgetting somebody, Toes?
There's a list, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I should have actually physically made a list, but I'm bad at this. Shark, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you all. And they're full of nutrients. Yes, they are. When I'm feeling good, streaming makes me feel better, and when I'm feeling bad, streaming makes me feel better. and it's mostly because of all of you guys. and it's definitely not because I'm the best player in the world, right? My producer Patrick is now in my chat telling me lists of things you make to talk about on the show are called show notes, and I've now not made those 2 episodes in a row. I'm just the talent, guys. I'm not. All right, Paradox. What is your third item on the list?
Oh man. The third thing I am thankful for is just the friends that I've made, and just the community, and like the connections and the relationships, I guess, all from this game. I have, like, we have in general a really friendly community, but even still, like I've been a part of other video game communities where it always is just kind of like, I don't hate these people, but I'm not sure I like them either, and it's always just kind of like, oh, these very tangential, like, maybe that's not the right word, but just like very like loose, friendships and whatnot. But like this game, I've just been able to find so many people that think like me in a lot of ways, can deal with all of my nonsense and actually find me to be a great and positive influence in their life, and that we can all joke around, that we can all work together and get better at the game, and that we can do silly stuff like podcasts like this and have a good time, and just, I don't know, that we can also convince somebody to eat a banana live on stream for 15 minutes. And he's a good sport about it. So that's what I'm thankful for. Seriously, like, just the community is like, I'm just so involved in all this. Like, I wake up every day and like the first thing I do is just like, check Twitter and check Discord and check Reddit and just see all the nice things that are going around, see all the people that have messaged me, and it's gone beyond just the game, right? I have people actually asking me like, how are things going with this thing that just happened to you? Like, did you does this happen? And it's like, it's not just about like, what do you think of X deck? It's really like, I've made just so many friends through this game, and it's just great. It's just a really great feeling.
That was beautiful, Paradox. Toes, what do you got for your third and final thankfulness? You're only thankful for 3 things, so you might as well just finish out the list.
Team, man. Like, you guys are the reason I'm going to keep playing this game. People that are diverse at times.
For a group, this is about as diverse as a group of 20 white men can be.
Exactly.
As groups of white men goes, we have a breadth of life experiences.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get when we get into team chat, and that's great.
Yeah. SPG is a
Bible
thing.
sermon. You never know. It's like when I drifted away from the game for quite a few months, and my old team had kind of dissolved. I was kind of playing on my own for a while, and like Tony approached me, and I've jumped at the chance. Like, yeah, that's a group of guys that I would love to work with. Even then, I was still kind of like, I didn't being the new guy's hard. Honestly, playing Team League with bassoon and second blue and trumpets that like pulled me in and made me feel like I had an actual place in the group. That's basically all on bassoon buffoon. It's all your fault.
That's so crazy because I spent that in. So I'm gonna hijack yours because SPG was actually my number 3 as well. So I'm actually going to hijack it and we're gonna combine our number 3 in the list. I actually felt the exact same way you did the entire Team League thing. I spent the entire season feeling like I was the one pulling the team down, and I was like the worst player on the team, and I was the one that like
I never felt that. That was
we both felt like I was the worst player on the team, and And like when you got in the call on the day we actually played out the Team League tournament, it was like the first time you and I had ever spoken, and I was like a little nervous as to how that would go, because like Second Blue was really the only person on the team I had ever really interacted with.
And actually, yeah,
and like an actual voice conversation. And it went like so well, and you were such a like calming, smart influence, like all throughout the day, and I was just so blown away that it was like such a privilege to get to work with like people so much smarter and better than me all the time.
Aww. But I mean, hey, you keep us laughing, and that's very important.
I would like to one day be more than the laughing guy, but
you're a good player. You're a great player.
I do have better results than either of you idiots in the Direwolf Digital tournaments.
Exactly.
Excuse me, I made round 2 in mine.
So did I. Oh wait, no, but mine was a top 32, jerk.
Yeah,
we both made top 32.
I got knocked out by Grimfan playing friggin' Mind Link, though. So I don't know what to talk about it.
Yeah, don't you ever come at me when you lost to Mind Link.
Shout out to Grimfan.
Yeah, so like, well, yeah, everybody on SPG is like so good at the game, and we have a kind of a memey reputation of like being an unwieldily large team. But like everyone's smart and everyone has like something good to say. And there are 0 people in our large group of players that I legitimately dislike, which is somewhat rare for me.
Yep. Seconded.
And the is amazing. Like
What?
the active core, the group, the guys that are there like day in, day out. It's like they're great people to work with.
I get legitimately very excited when I see like 5 people in the voice room in our Discord, and I have time to like jump in, and
Yes.
I like when I'm out sometimes I will join when I'm just walking the dog just to hear you guys talk, because it's like just it's either going to be very insightful or really really funny, and I will take either most of the time. Okay.
That's all.
I don't know how to end the show. I did get like a little bit emotional talking about some of this stuff, so I'm glad I didn't get clipped. But I'm very happy that you guys are in my life, and this game has this silly digital game has made my life indescribably better, and that is why it was kind of important for me to do this and have the opportunity to make myself a little bit vulnerable. And I'm very uncomfortable with it, but I'm glad I did it. And thank you guys so much for coming. And I want to end on a slightly lighter note. So I want to do a quick rapid fire. What's everyone's favorite Thanksgiving food item?
Ooh. It might have to be stuffing.
Stuffing's low-key, like, god-tier food.
It is, yeah. It's very
Always.
low-key, but it's good.
What do you got, Toast?
Always.
Wait, are you saying a word? What is it?
Olives?
Always.
What? Explain that to me.
Always.
Tamales.
Yes, they're like shredded meat wrapped in corn.
Oh, it's okay.
Is that traditional
it's a
Puerto
thing.
Rican?
No, it's a traditional Mexican thing. My family is we all grew up there, and our Mexican friends like got us in the habit of having these big tamale making parties
That's
every
sick.
Thanksgiving.
That's
Sounds
sick.
so fun.
You get a bunch of people together and you drink a bunch of alcohol and you make a bunch of tamales and everybody eats tamales for the holiday. It's great.
That sounds dope, actually. Mine is I make the best green bean casserole you'll ever have. No part of it comes out of a can. Don't at me. Come see my green bean casserole if you want it done right and if you want it done good. Okay, does anybody else have anything to plug? We can engage in some amount of capitalism on our Thanksgiving episode. Paradox, do you have any plugs?
I'm gonna be streaming basically all week. It's it's Thanksgiving week, and I have the whole week off, so I'm going to be streaming a whole bunch this week. That'll be great. Podcast is going to be coming out Wednesday or Thursday.
What
Not
podcast?
this one, but the Seek Power podcast. Sorry. Seek Power podcast. That should be, with Tony, the newest and now only 2-time invitational champion. We're going to be talking about his win, about the new cards spoiled, and whole bunch of other things. Definitely check it out. We have a great time, and it's a fantastic place to go if you want to just get better at the game and talk about the game.
Awesome. Toes, do you have any plugs?
I have a 400-page manifesto about how Macklemore is the worst rapper in the history of hip-hop coming up soon, so be on the lookout for that. And other than that, now you can just catch me around hanging out in other people's Twitch chats, and that's about it.
Oh, hey, wow. Do you actually have a 400-page manifesto on the Macklemore thing?
Would you be surprised if I said yes?
I don't know.
Well, we'll leave it a mystery.
Sub goal. All right. You can follow me on Twitter at HumanVenipede. It's the funniest tag on the website. No one will ever convince me otherwise. Follow From the Void Cast on Twitter. FromTheVoidPodcast.com. We have a Discord. I have a Discord. You can find all those things on our respective streams. Follow youtube.com/ECMMOGamers for more from the Void VODs and from our sister podcast, Hero Power, a Hearthstone podcast. You can follow Paradox at Magical Brandon on Twitter, where he does stream announcements and likes most of my tweets about my dog. We will be back probably in 2 weeks with Nablus and more frames. We'll probably resume a normal schedule until Christmas times. On behalf of my missing co-host Nablus and my current guests Missingtoez and Paradox, I have been Bassoon Buffoon, and this has been From the Void. Goodbye.